Yo, I don't know if this entirely makes sense, but I have a certain identification with a feeling of sadness. And I think it was how I was raised because mom and dad would tell us stories about how they're Vietnamese refugees and they lived a totally fucked up experience as they're running away from Vietnam. And all types of crazy, terrible shit is happening because it's war, dude. Like women getting raped and their family members dying on the sea, and they don't have water to drink. And like the fucking feeling of watching these boats leave, and you're not sure if you and your family are going to be able to get on the hoe. Um, it's insane. But anyways, it made me think about how I think even from a young age I knew that there was a certain strength in being able to bear certain kinds of sadness. I was like, well, yeah, I can see how in certain ways my parents are really cool because of the difficulty they bore. I mean, like when something shitty enough happens in your life, then you think to yourself, well, I could probably get through anything else because I got through this one particularly really fucked up thing. And I know I see that in their character, in their capacity to do certain things that are really, really difficult. And it's interesting how this kind of thing doesn't really extend to sometimes emotional intelligence or other seemingly basic and human kinds of ways you could expend maybe a little effort, but it's like a good thing, except they don't really see it like that. It's kind of weird. Anyways, though, I think I admired that quality when I was young, and I think the same attitude is present in how I think about regulation recovery and even in general how I'm living my life with you're not going to use the internet to look at porn or play games or scroll on social media. You just fucking go to the gym and practice saxophone and do some adjacent productive thing with video editing and coding, and then going to work until you can change that situation. Sometimes there is a sadness that comes and visits me. Like, obviously, y'all, the sense of I want to do this shit and the sense of meaning is not always there. And you just kind of have to do the thing in the moment, or like, yeah, I'm gonna do the thing again today, even when I don't really feel like it. And eventually, my life has reached this point where I spend most of my time alone. I don't really hang out with friends. I haven't had a girlfriend ever. And I will spend 6 days a week in the gym. Like, maybe my workout is an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I do the same thing with saxophone practice. And sometimes it's sad, like, I guess, a day like this where my capacity shot, there's nothing exciting going on. And here I am basically having an argument with my mom. And nothing feels good in my experience, except, if I did have the sense of meaning to contextualize what I was doing, I think I'd look at the same thing and I'd be able to be happy because I'd have the capacity to do that. Yeah, some days are like this. Except I feel somewhere inside me that it's important that I have days like this. Or yeah, man, life kind of sucks right now. But that's part of life too, you know? I heard this really cool song for the first time yesterday called Being Alive. I think it's from a musical, but I saw it as I was looking at some of my saved music on TikTok, and I saw one of these people I like, Emily Bear, she was singing this song. Um, but the song is totally just about the texture of experience. Someone to hold you too close. Someone that knows you too well. Da 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 da. Someone to give you support for being alive. Being alive. And it's kind of what experience feels like right now. It's like even in the hardest moments of regulation recovery and what I'm doing with my life, I know it's meaningful to me. And there's a gratitude for it even when it's difficult and it kind of hurts. That's part of why I'm grateful for it.